I'm talking about today's topic, that is how to protect yourself from evil spirits, the modern exorcist. Maybe some of you a little bit experienced about evil spirits. Do you see that? Ghost or evil spirits, if you see. Okay, great. Yes, sometimes that they disturb you, but please don't be scared. Okay, of course, there are some evil spirits in this world, but also so as God and the angels. Today, I can tell you how to protect and how to deal with them. Okay, I have been a minister for 23 years. Then I have had many experiences about these things. So I can talk with you about that. He said about 70% of diseases are caused by spiritual possession, and 99% of family problems are influenced by evil spirits. Then, what is the real cause of this trouble? That is next one. As a conclusion, if you become very emotional and have negative thoughts, they can come to you and possess you. That is the real cause. That is the conclusion. So, if you want to avoid this kind of trouble, you need to adjust your vibration and remove negative thoughts. Control your mind. But you may wonder how. All right, I will tell you that. Laws of same wavelengths attraction. Did you hear that? Yes. Our mind is a very spiritual existence. That's why that is kind of radio station, like, or TV station. So if you change your channel to specific channel, then you can see the specific program, TV or radio. That's the same as, okay? Your mindset, the vibration you have had now will determine what you will connect with, who you will connect with. So I will show you one of Master's lecture.
If I am to go into greater detail of the reasons why possession occurs, I cannot do so without mentioning the law of same wavelengths attraction. This law is a major teaching of happy science, and is one that I would like you all to grasp a clear understanding of. Although you are currently living on Earth as three-dimensional beings, your mind is always in contact with the world beyond, because it is the central core of your soul. The mind can be described as an electromagnet, which always generates spiritual radio waves. The mind is in a state of constant exchange with the spirit world. The two are affecting and being affected by each other. The question of just what this electromagnet attracts to it provides us with the key to understanding possession. If you wish to know what kind of spirit is in possession of you at the moment, or what kind of spirit is likely to come to you, all you have to do is examine the state of your mind. In most cases, your mind will be in contact with spirits that share the same type of thoughts. This law of same wavelengths attraction is quite difficult to comprehend, but an instinctive understanding of the subject is quite accurate. Consider a television. If the television is not tuned into a certain channel, it won't show any image. But when the channel is tuned properly, the image is quite clear. The same is true of the radio. If it's tuned in properly, the FM programs can be heard. But if the frequencies do not match, you will hear nothing.
Okay, you understand that? Yes. You have specific wavelengths that connect to someone in the universe. If you have good vibration, that means giving love without expecting anything in return. That will connect to the angels. Then, if you have the very bad vibration that have hatred, cause, or something like that, so that will connect to maybe evil one. Okay. Then sometimes we got the inspiration. We are very spiritual originally. No matter what you believe, because we have mind, we have soul, that will emit the specific vibration. That's why we need just that if you want good inspiration and a good life, happy life. So, like this. Religious people sometimes insist that if you believe in this person, you can go back to heavenly world or something like that. But we don't think so. Okay, where the place you will go back will be determined by your vibration you have had. I mean, what you have been thinking will determine where you go after death. That is a very simple but very revolutionary, right? So no matter what you believe, that's why all saints giants like Jesus Christ, Shakyamuni Buddha, Muhammad, Confucius, all saints giants suggested you to have good and loving mind, have mercy, have a loving mind inside of you. So that is a very common idea for all religions. All saint giants preached. That's why I tell you, if you have the blue mind, I don't know whether it's a good or not, but for example, okay, blue mind, you can attract the blue people around you. So that's why. Then if you have red mind, you will attract the red people. If you have yellow mind, you can attract yellow people around you. It's not the surface of your body senses. That means just an example, okay? So that means if you see the people around you, you can find what you have been thinking. If you see there are many enemies around me, they attack me, like that, you may think that kind of negative thoughts that attack around you. If you say, I have many people who are very kind around me, very kind, tender to me, around me, that means you are very kind and tender. Okay? So what you have been thinking is manifestation of your soul, of your mind. That is very simple. That's why after this, we will become a thought itself, accumulation of your thinking. Then all saint giants preach the heavenly world. If you have a loving mind, after this, you will see many people, many kind people around you. But if you don't have that kind of mind, if you have hatred, anger, or something like that, negative thoughts, you will see the many people, they attack you, abuse you, like that. So that is a golden rule. Then I will show you another one.
Possession takes place when the frequencies of the mind come into alignment. So what is the main thing to be careful of? Well, there is an envious mind, one that is filled with envy for others. Next is a heart that is always filled with dissatisfaction and complaint. Then there is the kind of heart that is forever cursing or abusing others, hurting them with bad words. There is a cynical heart, and there is a heart that suffers from a persecution complex. Basically, the majority of people who are spiritually disturbed suffer from persecution complexes. They believe that they're always bullied and that they always lose out. The other side of this complex is a tendency to always put the blame on others. They blame their parents, their friends, their teachers, their superiors at work, their colleagues, their lovers, the environment, their job, the economy, anything but themselves. They think it is never their fault. It's always somebody else who deserves the blame. It is people who have a tendency to avoid any responsibility themselves that hellish spirits find easy to approach. Another kind of negative heart's an angry heart. Everybody loses their temper at times, but people who become angry on a regular basis, who are always in a rage, are generally in tune with hell. People who are filled with unreasonable rage will find that they attract hell spirits. In this way, people who soon lose their temper, who say terrible things, who complain, always blaming others for their misfortune, will be approached by hell spirits. The opposite is also true. People with a low sense of self-esteem, a low opinion of themselves, people who think they are no good, who are rubbish, who think they are beyond help, and that it would have been better if they were never born, will also find that they attract hell spirits. Their hearts are also hidden under dark clouds. According to Buddhist doctrine, the main factors that create a negative mind can be summed up as greed, anger, foolishness, pride, doubt, and false view. Greed is excessive desire. Everybody possesses desire, but if it's taken too far, it appears very ugly to others. He is too greedy, he doesn't do much work, but he's always trying to get a rise. He's trying to make money without doing anything. A favourite theme in samurai movies is that of the local administrator who gets defeated by a virtuous hero. In these stories, the administrator is generally greedy. Those who are willing to break the laws enforced to make a profit. This kind of person can be said to suffer from excessive greed. The next delusion is anger, about which I spoke earlier. It's the kind of heart that suddenly flies into a rage, is prone to possession by animal spirits, particularly snakes. Next, we have foolishness. This refers to the kind of person who makes many mistakes and creates their own suffering. In particular, there is foolishness with regard to religious truth. There are many people who claim the opposite to religious truth, who believe the opposite of what I preach. They think that pleasure is everything in this world. They devote themselves to pleasure and do not search for anything spiritual. People who only seek happiness through material or physical things are fools. This is what is meant by foolishness. Even though they may have a high IQ and be able to excel in their studies at school, a person may still be a fool. Pride stems from the heart of conceit. The conceit brings them down and makes them suffer. The road to hell can be created through suffering. There are many people who fail in their aims due to conceit. The next is doubt, and when I talk of it in this context, I'm generally referring to the doubt of the truth of Buddha. But it also includes suspicion, a tendency to suspect others and not to be tractable. The final factor, false view, refers to somebody who has a wrong outlook. There are numerous mistaken outlooks, and some of them are taught in schools. These become political and economic ideologies, and sometimes they're adopted by organizations or religious groups who teach mistaken ideas. Once you've become possessed by a mistaken idea, you'll see everything wrongly. For this reason, somebody who's a member of a mistaken religion will find it most difficult to achieve enlightenment. I think that salvation will prove impossible until they decide to leave the organization. It'll be hard to achieve enlightenment while in a gang of robbers. So it'll be difficult to find the truth while in a group of people who believe in a false ideology. There are many false views in the world today. Even among intellectuals, false views are extremely common. The worst disseminator of wrong views is journalism, due to the mistaken reports that appear in the newspapers, on the television and the like. The world is flooded with false ideas. As a result of the ensuing confusion, hell is able to regenerate itself regularly. You should think of all these delusions as the foundations for a negative heart. In addition, on an emotional level, Sudden rage, complaining, and placing the blame on others also denote a negative mind. Basically, somebody whose words, actions, and lifestyles are bad can be said to express a bad heart.
In the second page, I will put 6 delusions and then define it. All right? All these negative thoughts come from uncontrolled emotion. So emotion itself, not bad. But if you lose control, you can be governed by emotion. That's the tragedy. Okay? You should be the owner of your mind. You need to control your mind. But sometimes we are governed by emotion. That is the starting point of tragedy. If you become a slave of the emotion, you can be controlled by that. Then realize, I did wrong things, like that. And then you will regret that. So that is the point. Then if you check it, you can realize how to control these are. So for example, greed. Greed itself, of course, not so good, but everybody has a desire inside, right? Desire itself, not bad, not good. That's a very neutral. But whether you can control your desire or not will determine you can become a slave or a king, okay? If you can control your desire, you can become a king of your own land, okay, your own mind. But if you could be controlled by your desire, you will become a slave, and then you need to feed your desire like a slave or servant. That's not good. That's called unfortunate or unhappy. At that time, if you governed by your desire, emotion, worldly desire, greed, anger, foolishness, pride, doubt, or wrong views, you will something irritated in your mind, right? That means you feel negative vibration. So at that time, don't blame to others at all, but look for enemy not outside, but inside. That is a way. Enemy is inside of you. That is called uncontrolled mind or emotion. Then you may wonder how. Okay, I will show you this. What is evil spirit? When you are governed by emotion or desires or negative thoughts, they will come to you. Please read it. Evil spirit is a spirit in hell, or an earthbound spirit who thinks of only one's own benefit and never smiles. That's a definition of evil spirit. I'm talking about hell. Sometimes people think hell is an eternal punishment or something like that, but I don't think so. Okay, as I told you, the laws of same wavelengths is very strict. That's why if you have negative thoughts that will take love from others like that, you may go to hell. But on the other hand, all of us has been given divine nature within. That's made by God's love. That's why originally we have very good mind filled with God's love. But we have been reincarnated this world and another world many times, millions times, billions times, I don't know how many times. But we have been reincarnated and given the eternal life by God. That's why we have a kind of a specific tendency and sometimes make mistakes. Then if you lose your control, lose control of your mind, you may go to hell. But that is a kind of sick of your mind. That's why even in the hell, you realize, oh, I'm in the hell right now. Very dark and cold, chilly, freezing, like that. Then you can reflect yourself, restore your mind through the self-reflection. That is also magic hand. Reflection is very important. Sometimes you may think that is a kind of punish myself. No. It is a way to look for real yourself and correct your tendency. The reflection is a way to find your own tendency that brings you a happy situation. Okay? For example, if you are a person who are easy to get angry, that is a bad tendency. That brings you an unhappy situation. That's why you need to change this tendency to good way of thinking. Okay? So because everybody has a potential, then I dare say the hell is not eternal world, eternal punishment. Hell is the temporary place you need look at, gaze at your own mind, and correct your tendency. There are many doctors called angels. If you listen to them, you can fix your problems and go back to heaven because of the laws of same wavelengths. So you can change your channel. If you want to see channel 7, you need to channel 7, right? But sometimes we want to look for the good program, but wrong channel, like channel 5, channel 2. I cannot see anything because you choose wrong channel. Then just fix it. That is a self-reflection. Okay? So you can go back to heaven. But please remember that is very important point. If you think of only your own benefit and never smiles, you will go to hell. That is at least condition. And an angel is a spirit in heaven or loving spirit who think of others' benefit and always smiles. Check your face every morning. That's my suggestion, whether I smile or not. If you enjoy your daily life with smile, you can go back to heaven. That is at least condition. Okay? I will tell you the next opportunity maybe about the structure of the heavenly world, another world. But today, I just show you the first step to get into the heavenly world. Of course, the heavenly world has a hierarchy, God, angels, or something like that, from 4th dimensional world to 9th dimensional world. But if you want to go back to the at least heavenly world, like upper 4th dimensional world or 5th dimensional world, I suggest to you, okay, just giving love without expecting anything in return to other people. Think of others every day and smile every time. Even in the bad situation, you can do it. For example, like Helen Keller, who cannot hear, who cannot see, who cannot speak at all. But she said when she was 30 or 31 or something like that, so she had a lecture to the people. She declared that I am the happiest person in the world. She could not see, she could not hear, she could not speak out. But she said that. That's why even in any situation, you can find happiness. That means whether, wherever you will be, you can give love to others. Don't blame to your circumstances. Instead, look for what you can give. Okay, that is a very important quote to go back to heaven. So even if you are Christian, even if you are Muslim people, even if you are Buddhist, if you obey this law made by God, you can go back to heaven. Because only what God expects you to do is just become a greater than past lives. That's why we come here. That is the real purpose of this life, right? Because in the heavenly world, everybody comes from heavenly world without exception. All right? Then why we choose here? In the heavenly world, we can enjoy the very comfortable life, right? We don't need to see the people who you dislike. And then we can see only who you like very much, you love very much in the heavenly world. You don't need to feed yourself and the family members. You don't need to worry about money at all in the heavenly world. But we have been reincarnated. Sometimes people say that is a contradiction. That's why we don't believe in God or reincarnation. But I dare say, you choose here because as instinct, you have very precious instinct. That is, I want to become a light. I want to become like a God or Buddha, Allah, whatever you call, okay? The source of everything, source of light, source of energy, okay? Who created you, yourself? The big energy, love itself like sunshine, all right? When you are born in this universe, I don't know when, like millions years ago, billions years ago, I don't know. But when you are born in this world, you have been given the same possibility as God has. Then, so far, you made effort to be closer to God, Buddha, or Allah, whatever. Okay? So, source of everything. Because you admire him because he is love itself. I don't know gender. Maybe she is, but I don't know. So, love itself. You want to become like that, God. Then we choose here to get wisdom to be closer to God. That's why only what God, Buddha, Allah, or we call it El Cantare, the source of all light, all energy, expect us to be closer to him. That means improvement. That is development. Real meaning of self-development, self-improvement. So we need to aim to that. Then if you cannot think of this way, that means you got sick because that's a natural instinct for you. But you can fix it, all right? So this time focus on the how to avoid evil spirits, okay? So to say goodbye to evil spirits, that is only one sentence I can give you today. Many ways, but only one sentence today. Minimize the time thinking of yourself and maximize the time thinking of others. That is the only quote I can give you today. So if you obey this rule, you can become greater. Not only you can keep the peace of your mind, but also you can become greater and greater. That is a keynote. You may think if you have an obligation to nurture your children or take care of your parents or you have many jobs in your company or something like that, you may think, these are the very duty for me, the heavy duty for me, and how can I stop it, and I want to be free and just comfortable. But I dare say, if you have some problems regarding your jobs or your family members, that means they are tickets to go back to heaven. So please treat like treasure. And then they are not the punishment. If you got something like taking care of others or heavy duty, that means God has given you homeworks to be solved. Why teachers give you homeworks? You think so? You think? What do you think? Why teachers give you homeworks, heavy duty, in your childhood, like mathematics, social study, or science or something like that? Every teacher will give you homeworks, right? Because teachers hate you. No, not at all. Because teachers loves you and expect you to develop, right? That's why teachers gives us homeworks. The same as God. This world is a temporary world. This world is a study ground. That's why God or angels gives you homeworks called suffering setbacks. Then the people might think, so in this situation, I cannot help but doing so, blaming or accuse or something like that. But the difference between saints, giants, and ordinary people is attitude toward the problems. If you have something, the problem like this, okay, this is a problem, the homework for you. There are some children blaming to the teachers, why I should do this? I want the time for free, like that. But some children rejoice that, okay, I will try. Then I will become greater, like that. So that is the difference between the saints and ordinary people. So Master Okawa said, don't become the ordinary people if you come here, because you choose this world. You choose your parents. You choose your circumstances. Even if that is very heavy duty for you, that means you are very expected child. Like that. All right? From the viewpoint of God. That's why you got the many homeworks. God expects you to develop more than other children. That's why you got many, many homeworks other than others. All right? So, Max, then the way to solve your problems is here. Okay? You may think only your benefit, but change your mindset from that, from taking love from others. Please help me, like that, to ask development in your life. That means expanding your loving ability. So that is a very important point. When you got sufferings, big problems beyond your imagination, that is the time to change your mindset from taking love to giving love. All right? Then if you succeed in, you can become a saint or giant like Jesus Christ, Shakyamuni Buddha. Or the Thomas Edison, you know, that is a great inventor who built up a big company called GE, General Electric. When he was 60 years old, he got succeeded in his business. But that in Chicago, big fire happened in that town. Then, including his laboratory and the house. So he lost everything. But when he has lost everything, when fire happened, what he did is invite all family members and pointed his house and laboratory, factory, burned out by fire. He said, he told his family members like, hey, look, it's exciting, isn't it? You cannot see this situation, never, right? Then I'm very exciting because I can make a fresh start from zero when I am 60 years old from now. That's an exciting challenge for me. That will become a legend. Yes, he did it. He made a legend. So then you can choose what kind of attitude you will have in your mind. So you may think this is the only way I have an attitude, accusing others or blaming the circumstances. But if Nightingale, Edison, Mother Teresa come to you, the same situation as you, what they will say, what they will do. Please think of that. That is discord. Okay. So this is a way to avoid any evil spirits. If you think that kind of, if you have that kind of positive way of thinking, no evil spirits, no Satan, no devil can invade you or sneak into you. But if you have a kind of mindset like a negative or blaming others or circumstances, they can come to you. All right. So that's why all saint giants, without exception, for example, Jesus Christ, love your neighbor, or the Shakyamuni Buddha told us, have great mercy the same as Buddha has. Or Muhammad said, the loving mind is very important, like that. Also, Confucius said, same things. Then that is a problem. Maybe you will insist that I cannot control my evil mindset. So how to control it? That is a very important point. I will give you another handout. I will show you the conclusion from this story, okay? So finally, she found loving mind inside, right? Everybody must have this mind. But we might think some of them has this mind, but some of them don't have, like that. But I dare tell you, everybody without exception have had this mind inside. But some people cannot find it and use it. That's why you need to dig out and find it and use it. That is a remark. You are child of God. So then angels can find it easily and use it for the people. That is a hidden treasure given by God. Loving mind. Everybody has, without exception. Okay? All religions, like Christianity, Muslim, Buddhism, have taught you that. That is a common point. That's why happy science insists that, so don't look for the different point, but emphasize the common point of all religions. Because happy science want to become a bridge between religions. That is a way to stop conflict of religions. Then, if you realize that, we can become a bridge. So Christian people can shake hands with Muslim people. Muslim people can understand the Buddhism thought. So that is the point. Everybody has loving mind, and there is no such thing, the original thing. Okay, as I told you, reason why we come here is not a punishment. This world is like a school to learn everything, to dig out your loving mind deeper and deeper. That's why we come here, to be closer to God. That is the first point she found this story. Then the next one is, next point she did is here, study the truth. Truth means what God, Buddha, or Allah has been thinking. That is the truth, because this world created by God, Supreme One, Fundamental One. Then this world, including another world, okay, universe, created by God's will. This world is a manifestation of God's will. That's why you need to know what God has been thinking. That is the truth. Okay? You can say only one sentence. What God has been thinking, what Buddha has been thinking. What you will say? Happy science taught us that. Only one sentence. What God has been thinking is, I love you. That's it. Okay. I love you all, regardless of your gender, nation, or religious identity. I always love you. But sometimes people who had a guilty inside try to disturb God's love. I'm not a person who can get love because I had many sufferings. And then if there is God, he has to come here to save me, like that. But it means you don't understand what he has been thinking. Because he loves you, expect you to develop. That's why he has given your homework and watching over you with running tears. expect you to develop, realize you have loving mind. Loving mind is so omnipotent, like that. Then you need to know what he has been thinking. That's why Master Oka published over 1,200 books to teach that. Only one sentence. Through 1,200 big books, what he wants to say is, God always loves you, regardless of your situation, regardless of your conditions. So, because he created you, he has never punished you. You yourself punished you. The quote from Bible, that is a kind of punishment, means, so that is just a metaphor, okay? If you governed by your worldly desire, you will lose your control. That's why be careful, that's it. God has never punished us at all, okay? So then she reflected herself so much. She reflected herself so much. As I told you, reflection doesn't mean punishment, okay, also. Reflection means restore your mind to original one, okay? And then you can find the infinite power inside of you. You are not weak. You are not a sinner. You are not a prisoner. You are strong, strong enough. When you give love to others, you can emit your infinite power. So all possibilities. Then you can overcome anything through giving love. When you reflect yourself, you can realize that. And then God already hidden. God already hid the treasure in your mind. So reason why he hid it is that making efforts makes you greater and greater. Okay? So 3 ways she experienced it. So she found herself, then restored her mind. So that is a way to defeat evil, to defeat Satan, to defeat evil spirits. That means loving mind is the strongest power in this world and another world. Then what is a good mindset? Again, like this. But all of these mindset comes from loving mind originally. If you love others without condition, you can become one with God. Then infinite power coming to him. Reason why you cannot overcome, because that means you need to realize you have these treasures inside. So please look for from now through the self-reflection and giving love. Okay, study the truth. Please check in your house what kind of mindset every day in the morning. In the morning. So through this way, okay, laws of cause and effect. I will tell you this important point when you reflect yourself. Just not look for your wrong thinking, okay. And another way to avoid evil spirits or evil influence is prayer. Prayer is very, very effective because we are connected to each other. So we are comes from the one source. Then if you pray to the source, that's very much effective. This enormous, huge tree called God or El Cantare. Beautiful land of the earth. The branch means one religion or one ethnic group. But problem is nowadays, because humankind has narrow-minded, very narrow mind. That's why this branch sometimes insists, I am the number one. This branch insists that cut off other branches, kill other branches. This branch criticizes other branches very strictly, like that. But keyword is understand total image of this tree. Okay, if you understand this image, that as I told you, Christian people shake hands with the Muslim people, and the Muslim people can understand the Buddhist people, like that. That is a way to stop conflicts. Reveal all spiritual secret and understand total viewpoint. From this from the viewpoint of this branch, seems like this is under this branch or something like that. But from the viewpoint of the God, this is beautiful, right? So this branch, another branch, other branches make God happy. Because very beautiful. That's why the keyword is understanding. And not only that, every saint's giants, without exception, Jesus Christ, Shakyamuni Buddha, Muhammad, Confucius, all saints giants suggested to you, pray. Pray to the Lord. Pray to higher beings. Okay? That is very effective. So nowadays, Master Okawa taught us a specific prayer to avoid negative influences. I will introduce you. Maybe all of you, it's a first time. But whether you can believe in that, that's up to you, of course. But as a monk, I did this work for 22 years so far. Then I helped thousands of people through this ritual called prayer of happy science. It's Dharma, the Dharma of the right mind. Dharma means, that is a Buddhist word, Buddhist term, means what God has been thinking. That is 7 sutras, consists of 7 sutras. And then if you read it, you can understand what God has been thinking. And very shortly, the easy English written by Master Okawa himself. And the prayer book 1 and 2, including many prayers to help you in your daily life, like a prayer to the Lord, prayer to guardian guiding spirits, and including about today's topic, that 6th one, prayer for exorcising evil spirits. This included 8 prayers. This including 10 prayers. This including the 3 prayers. Okay, so I have no time to introduce all of them, but today I will practice prayer for exorcising evil spirits. In the case of emergency, you can use it. Believe it or not, it works very much. I have helped many people, thousands of people, to pray for that as a professional. And I am also exorcist. All right. Then I will pray prayer to guardian guiding spirits first, prayer to the Lord, and prayer to guardian guiding spirits first. And after that, I will do the ritual as a prayer for exorcising evil spirits. It's through the self-reflection and giving love. But if you got a strong evil spirits like a Satan or a devil, you can use this way. Okay, that is a ritual. But I suggest you to call the professional. But if you study the truth more and more, maybe you can do it instead of the professional monk. Okay, so I saved many people. Please believe in that. So because when I pray that, I will be connected. I would be connected to the Lord, to the source. What we learned today is here. The laws of same wavelengths attraction to change your own mindset. One is the way to remove the negative influence is loving mind. Second is study the truth. The third one is self-reflection. And fourth point is prayer with faith. Faith means doesn't mean that like believe in the only specific person or something like that. Faith means yes, accept His love, God's love. Just accept like a child. That is a faith, regardless of your religious identity or nationality or race. Okay, so He can give to you the right. Whether accept or not, that's up to you. That is a faith. Okay.